What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Matt, Outfitting Matt here. So I just got off work and I figured that there's a Walmart along the way, so I'm going to see if they have that Crystal Beast structure deck, because as I noted in the last video, there's a $150 budget and I only used 100 of it. So with this being the second week and the first one, we're going to get out of the testing phase online and actually play it in a real tournament. I figured I'm going to see if I can get 3 copies of that Crystal Beast structure deck, because now we have about $70 to play with, so let's see if we can do that. All cleaned up. Walmart luckily did in fact have them for $12 a piece, so you can take $36 off of the total, which we'll deal with that math in a minute. So, while I was at work, it occurred to me some certain cards I could look to play, and I figured that I would go to TCG Player and look them up and see just how cheaply I can get them, and then I'll expand upon that in a minute. Okay, so being that this is an Eldlik deck, of course you gotta play Floodgates. So, in thinking about this at work, I figured, what are some good, really cheap cards that come into mind? And recently, we had a reprint on one of them. In Maximum Gold Eldorado, we got Summon Limit, which when you go through, if you were to look for 3 or more copies, you notice that you can find a playset for roughly about $1.79 a copy, which is really nice. Another fantastic and cheap card is Torrential Tribute, which has a glutton of reprints, so you could find these for quarters. Hell, you could probably find them at tables at locals. People randomly are trying to open some random water pack, so playset of that, of course. And then lastly, this insane card right now, Anti-Spell Fragrance. I think this card would be really good, and it's especially good in your deck, because if you need to, you can just send it off of Eldlik and then use your own spells. Don't matter. So yeah. And again, it got reprinted in Tactical Masters, which we just kind of went over with some packs. So for a quarter, there's really no reason to waste, buying packs when you can just get that. So upon adding 3 to the cart, that adds another $6.66. How dope. So we'll take another $7 off of our budget to go along with the 36 from the structure decks. Again, I'll do the math later. So I just pulled up to Locals. I'm going to see if they'll let me film inside the building to show you guys some of the shenanigans that I have available. But I'm going to go buy some product and then get back to you. Alright, I'm back from Locals for $5, a playmat. I picked this one because they're derpy and that makes me laugh. For roughly about $4 each, 2 packs of sleeves, one for the main deck, one for the extra deck, and of course a deck box for about $2.50. So, when I was doing the numbers, after getting my supplies, the singles for the deck, and of course the Crystal Beast structure decks, I have roughly around $6.50, give or take. $6 or $7. So I was thinking to myself, should I save that for next week? I've been pretty smart most of this video, so I decided to use that last about $7, give or take, just depending on how I want to look at the rounding here. And my locals, you can tell, for $7, happen to have a used trade binder for sale. So, yeah, we're complete. We have a playmat, a binder, some card sleeves, deck box, and some deck improvements to make. So I'm going to sleeve stuff up, and then I'll get to explaining some of the changes here shortly. Alright, so real quick, I just want to address something in regards to this series as it's going to go along. So, in most of these that you see, people will generally make it like a pack opening thing. And they do that because it's exciting and it's random and all that jazz. But financially, if you're looking to do this yourself, it's really bad. But as you play this game, you're going to get sealed product because, well, that's just how it is. Now, generally, for this building purpose, structured decks are the best route of action because they guarantee certain cards, and in some instances, you can, when Konami does a reprint like Ash Blossom, having a guaranteed playset just for, $30 to $36 is really, really nice. But sometimes you have to get sealed product. So if you're going to do that, you got to look at it multiple ways. So, currently for this Eldlik deck, I need Torrential Tribute and Anti-Spell Fragrance. Those cards happen to be printed in these two sets right here. So, in theory, if you were to go a sealed route, what you could do is buy these sets that will have the cards you need, potentially in a lower rarity, as well as giving you the potential to make your money back. But I'm going to open these on camera and show you guys just why I tend to not try to do that gamble. Because these are freshly opened packs. This is roughly about $5-ish after tax. And this is roughly another $5 due to the inflation and current cost of production. Pack prices have gone up. So this is $10. The cards you need are roughly like a quarter a piece. So the only way that this is worth your time is if you pull something good. Literally the only decent thing out of this is Forbidden Droplet. And this has a lot of good ultras, but it's a singular pack. So I'm going to open it first. See if we just randomly happen to pull that one of Anti-Spell Fragrance. Alright. Oh, this is the other reason. This happens to be a really good reprint set to get into the game with, because it has Drone Lockbird, which evidently was short printed. It's around a $2-ish card. Sadly, I can't use this for the series, but yeah, sometimes you gotta look more into that. So, yeah. Ultimately, well, there's Cosmic Cyclone, which is a good reprint. And I can't really use these for the thing, because this is just an example. But as you can tell, no Anti-Spell Fragrance. Well, that's a bust. Alright, now let's just open this really bad thing. Alright, so luckily, Torrential Tribute's common, so you should pull it, right? No. Torrential Tribute's a common, so you should pull it, right? This, my friends, is why you shouldn't be gambling on sealed product. Because yes, potential is nice, but you're wasting your money, bro. Okay, as I'm starting to sleeve stuff up, just make note, some changes I think I'm going to make for now. I'm going to put in the 3 copies of Ash Blossom and take out the back to the fronts and the Artifact Scythe, because while it's cute, I think I'm just going to try this as a more utility hand trap to help stop stuff on the opponent's turn. I think I'm going to take out the 3rd Eldland, the third Black Elixir, and the third there can be only one, to try 3 summon limits for now, see how that works out. A lot of these cards aren't really going anywhere, but I'm just going to test some ratios. I'm going to have to do stuff. For now, I have the Torrentials, and I plan to play them soon, but I'm going to wait a minute just to see. And potentially, this could be played in the deck. I personally am not going to, but I would like to highlight that this card does have an interesting place. So I'm going to sleeve up the deck, put it in the box, and maybe give one more update before I have to do locals tomorrow. Oh, I forgot to mention. For the side deck, I'm going to change Ghost Ogres for Ghost Bells, because basically she's going to act like a DD Crow for now. And I'm going to change out the anti-spells over the Dark Rulers, because I'm going to keep these Dark Rulers for now, but I'm going to guess that anti-spell might be a little bit more impactful than it in this deck in particular. Time for a complete nutritional breakfast, pack my stuff, and get heading to locals here in a bit. Alright. Nothing.
2?
Mm-hmm.
This is the one where you search a fossil fusion card and then you send a card to
I will draw for turn.
And then more.
Tournament's over,
more,
so I'm going
and
to
by
move
the
3 of
time you,
these
literally
to
notice
my
it,
homie over here.
You lost like half your deck, and he has a
For
full
this,
board on your
we'll
turn.
discuss it later. So, just got back from locals a little while ago. Had to go out, have dinner with the wife and all that. And yeah, today was interesting. Grab my notes and do a quick recap. Alright, so I ended up going 2 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw. My 1 draw was against Runic Mystic Mine. Summon Crooked Cook, laugh at me, deck. Really, in that case, I just needed a Kaiju in the side deck. My first round was against Adignister, and he fucking stomped the shit out of me. Just didn't have the stuff to stop him, and he just went off. 2-0'd Cyber Dragons and Red Eyes today. Not too much to really say there. And then my last round was against Adignister, which it was a fair back and forth game, but game 3 he basically just made the boy access code over there and fucked up my deck. So yeah. Got a lot of good feedback with the deck today. Super solid. Nothing really felt super unfair or nothing. Obviously there's going to be changes in the future. And I'm going to go over some card stuff here shortly. But what I can say is that Floodgates are very strong and will win you a lot of games. Oh, and as you can tell in the video, I did actually do 1 trade because while Branded Fusion is a good card, I kind of need another good dark target for it. So I'm probably going to experiment next week with the Balderrock package of the Zombie World, Necro World Banshee. We'll probably play the one of the Balderrock, and then try out a Vampire Sucker in the extra deck, which means then I have to move the Tikaboos. And I remember the Albaz structure deck has some Kaijus in it, so I'm probably going to throw Radion or something, because 1, it can be a dark target for Branded Fusion, and 2, fuck Crooked Cook. So yeah. Probably gonna experiment around with that and go over one last thing before I end this video, where I could go over some different options. So let me kind of organize some cards around for a minute, and I'll get back to you guys. So some quick notes for sure. The 3 ghost spells are gone because I traded them. So those are probably just going to replace with Radiant here. Extra deck was pretty fine, or mostly an extravagance thing. So I'm simply just going to take that guy and turn him into this girl to work with the package. I'm going to test this next week. So I just decided to drop these 3 cards right here, because whilst Black Awakening was okay, it just kind of didn't do a whole lot. I'm going to test the regular ratio of only 2 Haqueros, but definitely going to keep a 3rd on hand. And then I'm thinking of bumping this up to 3, and then going over with 1 techie card I'll show you guys in a second, instead of that there can be only 1s. But then I am also tempted to throw in Rivalry of the Warlords, because there's the little lock with that. It's hard to say for now. Let's go over some things, but before I do, I'm going to note these bastards can stay in, because Fleur de Lis was a man, and this card was absolutely great. Overperformed today. So, yeah. Those are just some notable changes. Now here's some stuff you might expect next week. Alright, so, next week, I only have about $15 to work with. And here's kind of a list of idea of things that I could be playing or thinking of. I'm not sure I'll get to it. I know the King's Court reprint of Rivalry is basically dirt nothing, so there's pretty high potential I could pick up a set. But also, Lord of the Heavenly Spheres here, he got a reprint in the 10th that makes him about $2.50, $3. So it's pretty cheap to get a playset of that. Still have some money left over. There's also the potential of getting a 3rd Golden Lord while they're still not too bad. Would probably be a good idea, because DD Crow and various other things should be seeing some rise here soonish, but that's hard to say. Money's going to be tight. And some other cards that I know I'll have to get for the future is Mystic Mine with a Terraforming and an Entis to dump off of the punishments unless I choose to not want to play them anymore. Then this won't be 200% necessary. And Paleozoic Dinomischus is looking mighty nice. But there's also the potential I might just go get the cheapest print of Aluber of Jestia here, and potentially just get this, and then maybe do a 10 in week 4 so I can build up a binder to trade for some of this stuff so I have better use for money later. I don't know. Just something to look forward to in the next episode of Can I Budget?